Dad here with another bow review. Today we have the PSE Surge. From playing around with this bow, you can see here on the cam it's got the markings for adjustments. It's got a rotating module, which is really nice, along with a draw stop that rotates. You have to rotate both at the same time in order to get the adjusted draw length that you want. Max is out at about 30 inches, and if you count out the spaces, really it gets down to about 21 inches. So 21 to about 30 inches of draw length adjustability. I have not actually tested the draw weight yet on this. I've got it maxed out. I'm using my, I call it my analog bow scale. My analog bow scale says it is, all right, it's a 60-pound bow. However, you could get 70-pound limbs on this. I think what I saw online is you can actually get 50-pound limbs on this as well. Brace height is right about 7 inches. The ATA is around 31, 32 inches. And the IBO ratings are around 315, 320 feet a second. My job today is to give this at least somewhat comprehensive review so that you can consider buying something like this in the future. Let's be honest, not all of us are gonna go out and buy new bows. So why not review used bows? Because used bows are just as good as new. Kind of cheated already, but the first thing I want to do is just test out the shootability, the draw cycle, how it feels. And I'm toting a whisker biscuit on this thing right now. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to tuck the wrist support down in there because I'm not really using it. I have not sighted this in, so I'm kind of shooting off my truck bed at an angle into the ground, so if I missed my target, well, I at least can see my arrow or help find my arrow. I did adjust this to 30 inches, it's maxed out. I didn't point this out, but it's a solo cam. We've got the circular roller on top with the cam on the bottom, which is interesting. It always reminds me of Matthew's solo cam series. Pulls super easy, short for me, but I can handle it. Oops, that was my fault. A little jumpy. Now I gotta shoot another one just to make sure. I accidentally touched the trigger a little too much and it shot. But it shot relatively accurately per how I was holding it. Now again, this is hard for me to review because it's not maxing out where I want it to max out. It's a little stubby. I do feel like for 30 inches it's more stubby than normal. So there's not a lot of hand shock right off the bat, which is really nice. But I do notice that there's a vibration that kind of lingers in the grip a little bit after it fires. I do have this chintzy little stabilizer on it. There are some monkey tails on the string, so there should be some suppression here to slow down that vibration. Other than that, it was a really nice smooth draw, nice let off on the back end. I would guess it's around 80% let off, maybe, yeah, probably around 80% let off. I think it's all of the 60 pounds that it says it is on my bow scale there. And yeah, it shot pretty good. This is definitely gonna kill a deer, that is for sure. Let's give it another test. Now, just to give you fair warning, I'm using a super heavy arrow because I shoot right now an 80-pound bow, and I have super long arrows because I usually have like a 35 and a half to 31 inch draw length. And my arrows are cut to 30 inches. And what was I gonna say about that? My arrows are cut to 30 inches and I shoot 250 spine Black Eagle Rampage. So you do all the math, you add it up, you got the tip, you got the inserts that I got, the brass heavier inserts like 80 grain inserts, and we're shooting around a 560 grain arrow. So it's not gonna be over 300 feet a second. Now I'd be super impressed if it was like 260 feet per second. I should probably turn my chronograph on though, if this is gonna work. Crank it up. Oh, all right. So not as fast as I would thought. So I guessed a little high. That was 236 feet a second. So let's shoot that again, just to check rock or something crazy. 235 feet a second. So we're right around that 235, 36 feet a second landmark. I'm not super impressed with that. However, at the same time, like I said, it's a super heavy arrow. It's only a 60-pound bow. So am I disappointed? Nah, I'm not disappointed with that. And what I like to do on all my bow reviews is shoot some shots for consistency. And this is a little funky because it's measuring me a little, but it's also throwing me off because this isn't a bow that's fit perfectly to me. So take it for what it's worth, but let's see how she shoots. See if we can put some tight groups in here with it. I have noticed my release is a little touchy today. I might have to adjust that. What I am noticing as I'm holding this bow is I feel like it shakes a lot. Sorry, shakes, bad word. My pin is floating around a lot. It doesn't hold really steady. But again, super chintzy stabilizer on here. If I put some better stabilizers on here, it would probably help substantially. I think she's shooting pretty good so far. Would this kill a deer? Yes, it would kill a deer. There's no doubt about it. Shoot one more. Let's go check that out. As I'm walking up to the target, so far my impressions are this would be a great bow to start with. One, the adjustability, but two, it's not hard to draw back. It's only a 60-pound bow, so you can get down to 50 pounds easily. Actually, with PSE, a lot of times you can do 10 turns out on the limb boats, so it might be able to get down to like 40 pounds almost, which is crazy. It shoots really consistent. So this is my first time ever shooting it at 20 yards. I was aiming for this, so it is a little off as far as being sighted in. It doesn't have a peep sight or anything, but I would say it definitely shoots consistency. There's no trouble there. There's nothing wrong with the bow. I gotta shoot one more time just because I like seeing arrows hit the bag. Today we've investigated this PSE Surge here. We got a decent looking bow, and shoots just a little slower than probably what I would want, but again, 60-pound bow with super heavy arrows. Shoots really consistently. It's got a little vibration in the hand on the shot, but overall a great shooting bow, smooth bow, draws really smooth. It's got great let off, nice actual, pretty nice valley. I did notice on a few of my last shots the back wall is a little bit spongy. Don't know if it's because of the solo cam, only one draw stop, or what causes that. It's definitely not a limb stop, so it's going against the cables. And so anyway, I'm gonna give this a bow dad rating of 8.9. It was nothing that blew me away today. I did feel like I was shooting a youth bow instead of an adult bow, but again, I think this could make a great starter bow for someone. This is Bow Dad. I'm out.